Go.
Hello, Education 3502, and welcome to our presentation on the learning theory of humanism. I am Sarah Johnson.
I am Madeline Hampton.
I'm Taylor Cameron.
And I'm Danelle Schraw.
And today we are going to advertise, promote, acknowledge, and highlight why Abraham Maslow's learning theory is important and applicable to aspiring teachers. First, we will begin with a brief overview of the humanistic approach to motivation. This approach focuses primarily on intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation consists of activities that are based on the interests of an individual and do not involve external rewards. Intrinsic motivation is associated with activities that contain their own reward. The humanistic approach focuses on individual growth and contains a range of diverse assumptions that articulate some learning situations, but not others. We will be diving further into the humanistic approach to examine a theorist by the name of Abraham Maslow.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory in psychology. It argues that there are 5 stages of human needs that motivate our behavior. Abraham Maslow proposed his theory in 1943 after studying what he called exemplary people, such as Albert Einstein or Eleanor Roosevelt. First, there are physiological needs, such as the need to breathe, eat, drink, or sleep. The moment we get enough of that and we feel awake and our bellies are full, we get motivated by the next thing. Now we want safety. We try to earn money, build up resources, and look for shelter that protects us against dangers. Once we are satisfied and feel safe, we have time to think about what we want next. At stage 3, we seek love and belonging. We desire to be close to family and friends, belong to a society, or join a gang. But the moment we feel completely part of a group, we already wish to be a little different than the rest. At stage 4, we look for esteem, self-confidence, and respect from our peers. We want to be someone. If we have money, we buy a fancy watch. If we have a brain, we write or think or work a lot. Motivation to perform and compete is now at its highest. Students, sportsmen, and inventors excel. Neil Armstrong even flew to the moon. Only if we breathe and drink and eat and sleep enough, and we feel safe and part of a group and still special, only then can we reach level 5, self-actualization. Now we can relax, be creative, accept facts for what they are, give back, or do whatever we want. No more pressure, unless of course there is trouble below. If you are a leader and believe in the theory, use it. First, make sure everyone has eaten well. Then make them feel safe and help them belong to a group. Once they feel they belong, they are ready to stand out and excel. Thanks for watching. Even if we try to keep it short.
As described in the video, Maslow is famously known for his hierarchy of needs. In our textbook, this hierarchy is outlined with 7 needs. However, the hierarchy is commonly seen with just 5 sections in the pyramid. In the displayed pyramid, the 4 lower levels are defined as deficiency needs. These are labeled as deficiency needs because once they are satisfied, one's motivation to fulfill them decreases. The 3 higher level needs are defined as being needs, and this is because when these needs are satisfied, a person's motivation does not discontinue. For example, if someone is extremely thirsty, they are in a deficit, and they're eager to find something to hydrate themselves. Thus, their motivation is high. Once they hydrate, their thirst need is satisfied and their motivation decreases. Once the deficiency needs are met, individuals have the ability to obtain being needs.
For connection to other theorists, Maslow is one of the many theorists such as Erikson and Rogers who explored the complex perspective of humanism. The foundations of Maslow's theories differed in his beliefs from other influential ones of this time period. Erik Erikson's theory of psychosocial development discusses events that are accomplished at different points in an individual's life. Needs are based on age, and developmental ability, where an individual can succeed in a variety of stages. In a direct comparison, Maslow's hierarchy of needs supports his belief that an individual's needs do not change in response to age or psychological development throughout a person's life. A key difference in Maslow's thinking compared to that of theorist Carl Rogers is that he believed that few individuals are able to attempt to reach their full potential and achieve the level of self-actualization. On the other hand, Roger felt that all people are capable of moving towards self-actualization as an innate form of development. In addition, Rogers believed that early childhood experiences are important for the person to achieve self-actualization. However, Maslow did not take this into consideration and only focused primarily on achieving needs within his hierarchy. This key distinction is what sets each of these theorists apart from one another.
So every student has specific needs that must be met in order to reach their full potential. When these needs are met, students have the capacity to move up in the hierarchy. This improves motivation and enhances the learning environment. Teachers can apply this approach by ensuring that no student is hungry. They can also create a loving and inclusive environment through prioritizing relationships with their students. Encouraging creativity and exploration and providing differentiated instruction are also important. Additionally, recognizing individual strengths, treating each student as an individual who belongs, and building up self-esteem of students through encouragement are all ways to apply Maslow's approach. A teacher cannot achieve all the needs of the students on their own. For example, basic physiological needs are a major part of a student's home life, and teachers cannot control those factors. However, there are still ways in which a teacher can apply this theory in their classroom, such as providing brain breaks and breakfast and lunch programs. A teacher can also analyze students and take note of how they are doing. You can be willing to give a student a break if they maybe didn't get enough sleep. Another application is creating a safe environment in the classroom. This starts with practicing safety drills, but it also includes classroom management. If your classroom is a chaotic environment, students have a lower chance of feeling safe and therefore a lower chance of learning. As leaders in the classroom, it is crucial that teachers not only foster effective relationships with their students, but also ensure that their students feel like they belong and that they are loved. Teachers can accomplish this by greeting students with a smile and showing interest in the personal lives of students. Examples include asking them how their weekend was or how their basketball game was last night. It is also important to build up a child's self-esteem, as an individual cannot grow if they do not believe in themselves. Teachers can do this by handing out recognition awards and encouraging students through words of affirmation. Teachers should plan lessons that promote critical thinking to encourage growth. Additionally, they can decorate their classrooms appropriately, which includes displaying student work. And finally, teachers can allow students to make choices regarding projects, goals, and books to promote creativity and individuality, which also challenges students to reach their full potential.
The pros of applying this theory within the classroom. A teacher can refer to Maslow's hierarchy of needs in their daily life by reflecting on self-care and mental health by how their needs are being met. It encourages them to prioritize taking care of themselves to perform in the classroom as a well-rounded and healthy individual. Learning is much more likely to occur when students' basic needs have been met. The needs within Maslow's hierarchy are interrelated, which gives teachers a way of looking at the whole student. For example, if a child is hungry, distracted by their parents' divorce, or scared to come to school, their deficiency needs, as Zara mentioned earlier, are not being met. And as a result, they will not be able to meet their being needs and remain focused on their learning for that day. And I'm going to hand it off to Danelle to talk about the limitations of this theory.
Some of the limitations of this theory include the fact that a teacher has little control over the physiological aspects of the child's life. So as Taylor mentioned, they can have like the positive aspects with the lunch program and lunch program or brain breaks, but ultimately the teacher does not go home with the child and they don't have that control over what, the sleeping schedule or how they eat at home. So that's a disadvantage as well. Another disadvantage is the fact that they can't control belonging for a student and their classmates. The teacher can foster effective relationships, but yeah, they can't always watch over how a student feels belonged by their classmates. And the last one, a major one, is that some people don't follow the hierarchy as Maslow would anticipate, and they deny themselves safety and friendship in order to achieve knowledge, understanding. And an example of this would be university students. They can sometimes, they don't eat or they don't hang out with friends in order to achieve a high academic status. The theory is unique because it plays a major role in the history of psychology, and the theory of self-actualization will maintain its place in the study of classical psychological theories. And it still holds relevance in today's society as well. A lot of people, it's a very well-known theory. And the last part is the hierarchy. So the triangle, that's also a very unique part of Maslow's theory. So yeah, that's it.
Thanks for watching, and we'll start our Pear Deck portion live in class.